Are you worried that recent changes to Social Security might affect your retirement benefits or monthly payments? If you're a retiree or approaching retirement, you've probably heard whispers about significant modifications happening within the Social Security Administration under the Trump administration, and you might be wondering how these changes could impact your financial future. The truth is, there are indeed major developments unfolding right now that every Social Security beneficiary needs to understand, and some of these changes could mean the difference between receiving your full benefits or facing unexpected complications in accessing your money. If you want to stay informed about the latest Social Security updates and protect your retirement income, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss critical information that could affect your benefits. The Social Security landscape has been shifting dramatically since President Trump took office in January 2025, and while many of these changes are being implemented gradually throughout the year, the cumulative impact is already being felt by millions of Americans. Have you checked your recent Social Security statements to see if any of these new policies have affected your benefits? Do you know whether you're among the groups that might see increases or decreases in your monthly payments? These are questions that every beneficiary should be asking themselves right now, because understanding these changes isn't just about staying informed, it's about protecting your financial security. The first major change that's reshaping Social Security involves the elimination of two provisions that have long frustrated public sector workers and their families. The Social Security Administration has begun implementing changes related to the Social Security Fairness Act, which affects the windfall elimination provision in government pension offset rules that previously reduced benefits for over 3.2 million people who receive pensions from work not covered by Social Security. This change represents one of the most significant improvements to Social Security benefits in decades, particularly for teachers, firefighters, police officers, and federal employees who have seen their Social Security benefits reduced or eliminated entirely due to these complex rules. Why should you care about this change even if you're not a public sector worker? The implementation of this benefit restoration affects the overall Social Security system and demonstrates the current administration's approach to benefit modifications. Monthly benefit increases from this change may range from very little to over $1,000 more each month, according to the Social Security Administration, with adjustments that began in February. If you have friends or family members who worked in public service, they might be eligible for these retroactive payments and increased monthly benefits, which could provide significant financial relief after years of reduced payments. But what does this mean for the average Social Security recipient who never worked in the public sector? This change signals that the Trump administration is willing to make substantial modifications to Social Security rules, which could indicate more changes are coming. Are you prepared for potential adjustments to your own benefits, whether positive or negative? The restoration of benefits for public sector workers required significant administrative resources and processing power, which brings us to the second major change affecting the Social Security Administration. The second critical development involves staffing and operational changes within the Social Security Administration itself. In response to Department of Government efficiency inquiries, the Social Security Administration has reduced its staffing target to 50,000 employees, down from the current number of around 57,000. This reduction in workforce comes at a time when the agency is processing complex benefit restorations and managing increased demand for services. What does this mean for you as a beneficiary? Potentially longer wait times for customer service, delayed processing of applications and appeals, and reduced availability of in-person assistance at local Social Security offices. Have you tried contacting Social Security recently and experienced longer hold times or difficulty scheduling appointments? This staffing reduction could explain some of the service challenges you might have encountered. The efficiency initiative aims to reduce government spending, but it also means that the remaining Social Security employees will need to handle larger caseloads with potentially less resources. For retirees who depend on timely processing of benefit changes, disability determinations, or Medicare enrollments, these staffing cuts could create significant delays in receiving critical services. What's particularly concerning is that these staffing reductions are happening simultaneously with the implementation of new security measures and benefit calculations. The Trump administration has also nominated Frank Bisignano, currently CEO of financial services technology company Fiserv, to become the new Social Security Administration Commissioner. This appointment suggests a focus on technological solutions and business efficiency approaches to Social Security administration. While this could lead to modernization and improved services in the long term, the transition period might bring temporary disruptions to service delivery. Are you someone who prefers to handle Social Security matters over the phone or online rather than visiting an office in person? The third major change might significantly impact how you interact with the Social Security Administration. The Trump administration initially announced requirements for in-person verification for certain Social Security services, which created widespread concern among beneficiaries, particularly elderly individuals and those with disabilities who might have difficulty traveling to Social Security offices. The changes initially meant that millions would no longer be able to verify their identity over the phone, creating a challenge for older Americans and those with disabilities. Imagine being 85 years old and suddenly being told you need to travel to a Social Security office to verify your identity for routine benefit questions. For many seniors, especially those in rural areas or those with mobility issues, this requirement would have created an enormous burden. However, recognizing the potential hardship this would cause, the Trump administration later backtracked on these in-person requirements after announcing that Social Security recipients would be required to appear in person at office locations. This reversal demonstrates that public feedback and advocacy efforts can influence Social Security policy decisions. But what does this policy reversal tell us about the administration's approach to Social Security changes? It suggests that policies are still being developed and refined, which means beneficiaries need to stay vigilant about potential future changes. Even though the strict in-person requirements were rescinded, the Social Security Administration has still implemented enhanced security measures for phone-based services. Beginning April 14, 2025, the Social Security Administration announced the implementation of enhanced fraud prevention tools for claims filed over the telephone, further modernizing the agency's services and strengthening program integrity. These security enhancements might require additional verification steps when you call Social Security, potentially making phone interactions more complex and time-consuming. Why are these security changes important for your benefits? Social Security fraud costs the system billions of dollars annually, and stronger security measures help protect the integrity of the program for all beneficiaries. However, these enhanced security protocols might also make it more challenging for legitimate beneficiaries to access services quickly. Have you noticed additional security questions or verification steps when dealing with Social Security recently? These changes are designed to protect your benefits from fraudulent claims, but they might also require you to provide more documentation or answer more detailed questions during routine interactions. What should you be doing right now to prepare for these ongoing changes? First, make sure your contact information is up to date with the Social Security Administration. If policies continue to evolve, you'll want to receive official notifications about changes that might affect your benefits. Second, keep detailed records of all your Social Security interactions, including confirmation numbers, dates of conversations, and names of representatives you speak with. With staffing changes and new security protocols, having thorough documentation could save you time and frustration if issues arise. Are you maximizing your Social Security benefits under the current rules? With all these changes happening, it's worth reviewing your benefit strategy to ensure you're not missing opportunities. For example, if you're still working and receiving Social Security benefits, do you understand how the current earnings limits affect your payments? If you are full retirement age or older for all of 2025, you may keep all of your benefits no matter how much you earn, but if you are younger than full retirement age at any time in 2025 and working, your benefits may be affected. The cost of living adjustment for 2025 brought a 2.5% increase to Social Security benefits, which means most retirees saw their monthly payments increase. The estimated average retirement benefit increased by $49 a month, from $1,927 to $1,976, starting in January. While this increase helps offset inflation, it's smaller than the 3.2% increase beneficiaries received in 2024. Are you budgeting effectively with your current Social Security income, and do you have plans for managing your finances if future cost of living adjustments are similarly modest? Looking ahead, what other changes might be coming to Social Security? The Trump administration has made various promises about Social Security policy, including potential changes to taxation of Social Security benefits. Currently, many beneficiaries pay federal income taxes on their Social Security benefits if their total income exceeds certain thresholds. In 2025, about 40% of beneficiaries are subject to this tax, with some estimates as high as 50%. Any changes to Social Security taxation could significantly impact your after-tax retirement income. How can you stay informed about future Social Security changes? The Social Security Administration's website provides official updates and announcements about policy changes. However, it's also important to be cautious about Social Security information you might see on social media or unofficial websites, as misinformation about Social Security changes spreads quickly and can cause unnecessary worry. Always verify Social Security information through official government sources or trusted financial advisors. What steps should you take if you believe these changes have affected your benefits incorrectly? The Social Security Administration has appeals processes for beneficiaries who disagree with benefit determinations or changes. However, with reduced staffing and increased security measures, the appeals process might take longer than in previous years. If you're considering an appeal, gather all relevant documentation early and be prepared for potential delays in processing. The implementation of the Social Security Fairness Act changes demonstrates that significant improvements to Social Security benefits are possible, even in a challenging fiscal environment. For the millions of public sector workers and their survivors who have been affected by the windfall elimination provision in government pension offset, these changes represent long-awaited financial relief. But the broader implications of these changes, combined with staffing reductions and new security measures, create a complex landscape that all Social Security beneficiaries need to navigate carefully. Are you taking advantage of all the Social Security benefits available to you? Beyond monthly retirement benefits, Social Security provides disability benefits, survivor benefits, and Medicare enrollment services. Understanding all aspects of Social Security can help you make better decisions about your retirement planning and ensure you're receiving all the benefits you've earned through your working years.